He calls himself a man on a mission. It's my honor to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Charles Osong.
Thank you, Senge.
I lost you there for a minute, right?
No, not really. I'm just happy to hear your voice once more. It's been a while. And Dr. Meda, of course, I was with her in Gabon, so it hasn't been that long since we were rubbing shoulders together. I appreciate your services. I see a bunch of leaders here. I see a bunch of founders. And of course, if you're a founder already and you are here today, it means you are a leader, right? Only leaders follow up with things like this. The rest of them are sleeping and waiting for apples to start dropping, okay? Now, but before we start, I want to make an announcement. I want to make sure that we are all on the same page. I do know that we have guests here. And if you're a guest, just know that I love you more than the founders until you become a founder, right? But I do want to make an announcement, especially for those who are founders, about the closing of foundership. We know that all good things come to an end. And being a founder in ONPASSIVE is the best thing that I know has happened ever since I was born. And it has to come to an end. And it's coming to an end really soon. We've been preaching, it's coming to an end. Invite your loved ones, invite your loved ones. Well, finally, we have a date. I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page about that date, okay? On Wednesday morning, if you are in Africa, for example, if you are in Nigeria, Cameroon, Gabon, all these places that I know have the same time, at 8:01 a.m. on Wednesday, 8:01 a.m. Wednesday for you is the 22nd, right? But at 8:01 a.m., that founder position is coming to a close. That would be Tuesday night, where I live in the Washington, D.C. area. It's gonna be 3 a.m. Wednesday morning. It's gonna be midnight Pacific time for those in California, meaning 12:01 Wednesday morning, just after midnight on Tuesday. Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page, because I received word from some folks thinking it's gonna be Wednesday sometime in the afternoon or in the evening back in Africa. No, it's not like that. So if you have pending founders, if you have loved ones that need to join before it is shut down, they need to do it then, before then. Okay, that's just the announcement I'm going to make. And if you are a guest, today is June 16, 2022. You should mark this date. This is the date you will never forget, especially, well, I was going to say especially if you join us, but either way, you will not forget. Because if you don't join, you will remember this date and you will regret. If you do join, you will remember this date and you'll be the happiest person on earth. You're going to call the person who invited you here today and give them multiple hugs. I can assure you that. Now, having said that, let's get down to business, especially for the guests. So today marks the first of 3 days in a row that I have decided to do the presentation. And after that, I will not be doing presentation again about founders, right? Founding position is over. So take advantage of it if you're a guest. Your timing, your positioning could not have been better. Okay? And the way I'm going to present this to you is I will tell you my story, right? Why? Because I will be telling you that truth. Mark Twain once said, as long as you tell the truth, you do not have to remember anything. And personally, I never like to remember things. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Like Senge just said, I've been in the IT industry for a very, very long time, right? Over 30 years. I've been retired now for more than 5 years, by the way, almost 5.5 years now. Okay. But prior to retiring, I was working like everybody else. Sometimes 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Because when you have a job like I did, JOB, we say just over broke. I don't care how much money you make. I really don't. By the time you pay your bills, ain't that much left. Okay? So I've always looked for ways to make extra money, passive income, they call it. Because I ran into Warren Buffett's works long time ago, and he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you are gonna work until you die. I resonated with that so very well because I'm thinking, I don't want to die working. I need to do something. Okay, so I was looking for ways to make extra money. And believe it or not, I have done almost everything out there to do. Almost everything. In fact, it is easier to count the ones that I haven't done than to count the ones that I have done. Believe me. Okay, so I can come to you with experience. I can tell you my story and you can benefit from it. Like I said, I retired about 5.5 years ago, not because I had money, but because I needed money. Can you believe that? Somebody making relatively good income, top 1%, I have to admit, yet I am retiring and I needed money. That's why I was retiring, right? So that should ring a bell. I remember a colleague of mine looking at me in the eyes and saying to me, Charles, you are very lucky. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, you don't get it, man. On the contrary, I've been working for so long, yet my bank account is not smiling at me. There's got to be a better way. I recall Robert Einstein saying, you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, that is his definition of insanity. And I agree with him 100%. That's why I decided not to be insane anymore. When I got myself an office space in Maryland in the United States, not long after that, about 3.5 years ago, a trusted friend of mine walked into my office and said to me, Charles, you're gonna have to take a look at this opportunity, right? And by the way, if I did not mention, in my adventures, I was doing MLM businesses as well. But prior to that, 2 years before that, I had stopped completely. And the reason I stopped was because I could not duplicate myself. I just thought this ain't working out. So when my friend came to me, I said to him, my friend, listen, I look at every opportunity that comes on my desk, period. That's one of the habits of successful people. That's how come they hardly miss out on big opportunities. Why? Because they look at everything and then make an informed decision. So that's one of the habits I copied from them. I told my friend, I am gonna look at it, but I have 3 prerequisites, 3 questions for you. That to me makes life easy. It doesn't take me 5 minutes to determine whether or not I want to look further. That's it, because I have those 3 questions. Very easy for me to determine. Miss one of them, I am not looking at it. I don't care what you tell me. I'm not gonna look at it. And this is from experience. Question number 1. If I do not recruit, if I do not sell to even one person, am I going to make money? And I'm not talking about chop change, right? No, I'm talking about real money. I have been blessed enough to see some chop change. I'm talking about real money. So that's what I asked my friend that day. And he told me, Charles, believe me, you're gonna make enough money to leave a legacy to your children, your children's children, and beyond. And I said, okay, let's move on to number 2. I have 3 of them. Question number 2. Will I have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill? In the industry, they call it auto-ship. Will I have to pay a monthly auto-ship? Because believe me, when you are hard up, that is the first thing that goes out the window. My friend told me, Charles, when this company launches, now this is about 3.5 years ago, and we are almost there now. When this company launches, you're gonna have to come out of pocket one more time, and that's it. I kind of like that. Right? In fact, I felt like break dancing, but I held myself because I had one more question. The last, but certainly not the least. Does this company have legitimate, viable products? By legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind, you and I, we need every day. Now think about your cell phone. In this day and age, without a cell phone, I know a friend traveling from Africa, forgot his cell phone at home, went to the airport and told them that he's not gonna fly. He's not flying without his cell phone. Why? Because it is viable. That's what I'm talking about. Think about internet access, Wi-Fi. In this digital day and age, you go somewhere, the first thing you want to know, what is the Wi-Fi name? What is the password? Without it, life is miserable. That's what I'm talking about. And I know a bunch of us, myself included, we have done so many different types of businesses. And one day you go to the website and it says, site does not exist. I had a stroke once, minor stroke because of that, because of how much money I invested, believe me. But when you go back and you check, all these companies do not have viable products. It's that simple. So what am I saying? If a company doesn't have viable products, it is a time bomb. It is a matter of time before it falls, bottom line. So that day I asked my friend, does this company have legitimate, viable products? And he said to me, Charles, with your IT background, you will understand these products better than me. Told me to take a look at them. So I did. And I came back to him and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to accomplish, we are going to have an internet quake. And for those of you who are guests here today, again, this was 3.5 years ago, that internet quake has already begun. It has started. Okay? So you are coming in time. But I told my friend that day, we are going to have to wait for a long time. He did not like that. Why? Because he's human. He's like all of us. We like instant gratification. We like money now, today. Okay? But I understood what they were doing. They were using something called artificial intelligence, AI for short, in every step of the development process. Now, AI, my friends, is a disruptive technology. And what do I mean by that? One that comes every once in a while, and it will change the way we do things, right? We have no choice. Think about the internet. We have no choice. In other words, it'll disrupt our lives. And AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved, right? It involves machine learning. I mean, think about machines doing what humans are doing. We program the machines, and the machines do what we do. Machines do not get tired. Machines just keep learning and doing better. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves coding, millions upon millions of lines of coding. My friends, that is time consuming. Those of you who are familiar with software development, you will agree with me. It is time consuming. And that is why I told my friend that day, we are going to be waiting for a very long time. We're going to have to fasten our seatbelts, just relax and enjoy the roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long it takes. I want to be part of this opportunity right now. I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier in my life. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out. I wasn't going to miss out on this one. Not for any length of time and not at any cost. So I also asked him, how much is it going to cost me to be part of this business, part of this opportunity right now? And I was thinking, some huge amount of money, $20,000, $25,000. Guess what? In the United States, we do not need cash. All we need are credit cards. And I had a few of those at the time, and I was ready. Okay. So I told my friend, I asked him, how much is it going to cost? And he said, believe it or not, all you're going to need is $97. $97. I was flabbergasted. I could not believe my ears. I said, hey, you did not come here to black with me, to mess with me, right? And he said, no, I'm serious. I said, okay. Here's my credit card, put it on there. Now, by the time we were done paying, it costed me $102. So yes, there is a $5 fee that the banks will charge when you use credit debit card. Big deal. I told him to consider that dinner for two. But I also told him, I do not have 5 or 6 years, because that's what I thought it was going to take, just to be waiting for this business or this company. I had to put food on the table. Remember, I had resigned from work, but I needed money. I told him, please do me a favor. Call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes, get me informed when they are closer to launch so that I can get more involved. He said, no problem. Just over 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us founders in 1 week's time. Can you make yourself available? And I said, why not? 1 week later, I hopped on the phone call, on a Zoom call just like this. And there was the CEO of this company, Mr. Ashmo Farah. Mr. Ashmo Farah, for those of us who have been around for a while, okay? Hold on 1 second. For those of us who have been around for a while, okay, who have come to know and love him dearly, right? Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you he will, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for humanity. And that is why a lot of us leaders resonate with him, myself included. I can assure you, we do have quite a few geniuses out there, very few of them. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of these guys are geniuses. They have the brains, right? But do they have the heart? Well, guess what? As you come to join ONPASSIVE, I hope you do, because there ain't that much time left. You're going to find out this guy's heart is second to none. I personally have not seen a human being with a better heart. That I must confess. Okay? But remember, I was listening to him for the first time ever. And I hopped on the webinar, and Mr. Mofara said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. We are closer to launch more than ever before. So in my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Not long ago, I told my friend, we're going to be waiting for a very long time. It's just over 8 months. And this guy is saying, we're closer to launch. Am I missing something? Who is he kidding? Well, he got my attention. So I was listening keenly. He went on and he said, we have leased a building in Bangalore in India. We have hired 200 engineers. And these engineers are working day and night to make sure our dream is realized. So now in my head, I'm thinking again, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. I know, because I have been part of a few of those, believe me. But now Mr. Mofara goes to the source. And when I say source, for those of you who are in IT, you will agree with me, Indians are the best in the game. He goes to the source. He did not get 20 or 25 engineers. No, he got 200 of them. And they are not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. They are working around the clock. They are taking turns. Okay. And they're also using renewable technology. Okay. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, with this kind of a resource, yeah, we are able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to do in 3-4 years what is scheduled to take 5 or 6 years. So my belief factor goes off the roof. And I'm listening keenly. And he goes on and he said, there have been some unethical founders. So we are going to come up with a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA for short. When you see those, sign them up. Now, 2 months later, he called up another meeting. Folks, the NDAs are out. Go sign them up. So I went, I took a look, very long document, but I can understand English. I'm not an attorney, not by any stretch of the imagination. But as long as it is English, I do understand. By the time I was done reading it, it occurred to me that this is the time I told my friend to call me, to text me, to email me, to do whatever it takes, get me informed. I don't even know how he got it so perfectly. That was just the right time. I think it's divine. Okay? Now, I said, I look back at the time, money, energy spent from the time I joined up until then. And I said to myself, history is in the making, and I'm going to be part of it. A revolution is on the way, and I'm going to be part of it. And that's when I said, I'm a man on a mission. What's my mission? To make sure I spread the word globally. Anybody who has ears, they can hear. You don't? Well, I've done my part. Right? Tomorrow when I meet my maker, he's going to say, Charles, well done. You did your part. That's all. So I called a few friends to my office. And I said, guys, we're going to have to spread the word. This is big. This is huge. This is our chance to leave a legacy. This is our chance to reduce poverty globally. And so we decided on Zoom, brainstorm. Thanks to technology with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. It could be an iPhone, laptop, Android phone, doesn't matter. As long as it is smart, you have access to internet or data, as you guys call it back in Africa, and you're on. So we started doing Zoom meetings, talking about ONPASSIVE, talking about the revolution. Okay, some people took it, some didn't, no problem. As of today, we are over almost close to $1.4 million. 1.4 million founders, I want to say. Okay. All right. So this revolution came on. I decided to be part of it. And we are talking about it every day. And today, for those of you who are here, still guests, you are very lucky because it's been a while. It's been over 3.5 years since I joined this business. Now, I did not know we're going to be this close at this time to launch. So personally, I want to admit, I am pleasantly surprised. Okay. Now, this company I'm talking to you about is what? ONPASSIVE. You must have heard it already. It's right behind me. It says ONPASSIVE, right? And that name was not given by chance. Why? Because this is a passive opportunity. What does that mean? That means you join us, you zip it, you don't have to open your mouth. You can be as passive as a dead horse. And guess what? Your bank account is going to smile at the long run. That's what we mean. Okay. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Ash Mofara, that I just mentioned a few moments ago, he graduated with a master's in e-commerce. He went back to Harvard, do some more studies on online businesses. This guy is the best in that thing I told you, AI, artificial intelligence. He has a knack for it. This guy is a guru. He's the best in the game of traffic generation. What is traffic, my friends? This is so important in any business. I'm not talking about cars or motorcycles. No, I'm talking about customers, traffic generation. Let's spend a minute talking about traffic. It's the most fundamental element in any business. Doesn't matter whether this business is online or offline, right? Most of us here, we have an age. We are more used to offline businesses. We are digital immigrants, right? So let's start there. Let's say we have a business offline, the ones that you and I understand. You have a restaurant and I have a restaurant. And it can be any business. Just using restaurant because I love food. And I know at some point in time, we all must eat, right? So you have that restaurant. I have the same exact restaurant. Everything is the same, okay? Same chef, same kind of food, same name. The only difference is what? Location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, in a shopping mall. People come in and out all the time. Mine is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Well, yours is going to fare better than mine. Why? Because people are going to come to that shopping mall, minding their business, to do their hair, their nails, buy some clothes, window shopping, whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall. Eventually, they'll get hungry, right? And when they get hungry, they look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. Well, what happens to my restaurant? They need to know that it is there. They need to leave their homes deliberately to go there. And because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So then what is traffic? The people, the customers, walking in and out of your business. That is traffic, and that is the key to any business. Now, what about traffic online? If you're online, what is traffic? Simple, clicks. You go online to buy something. The first thing that needs to happen, you need to click somewhere. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So we have businesses online, individuals online. How do they make money? They send clicks, they send traffic, they send customers to all those billions of businesses that we have online. That's how they make a killing. For example, Google. And then we have something called targeted traffic. What is that? Say you go online looking for a TV and somebody walks behind you and say, hey, why don't you click on charlesosong.com? And the moment you click there, all you see are TVs, all sorts of TVs, all colors, all sizes, all prices. What are the chances of you buying? Off the roof. Now that is targeted traffic. That store, charlesosong.com, just got itself a customer looking for what it is selling. Targeted traffic. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Ashmore Farah, is the best in that game of driving targeted traffic. And that is why we can dream today. That is the single most important difference between ONPASSIVE and any other company you've seen or heard. Targeted traffic. Okay? Now, when you have targeted traffic, what is ONPASSIVE going to be doing? Simple. All of us founders, when you come in, you're a founder. Okay? We have digital products. ONPASSIVE is going to build a website for you. For each and every one of us. And I'm going to go more into those products. The traffic is one of them. But before I go into those products, I want to tell you what's going to happen. Those products are going to be placed on your website. Now, we are going to go into our toolbox, use the targeted traffic, and send customers, AI-driven traffic, to your website. That is big. What are some of these products? All of them digital, okay? Digital products for now. We're going to go into some later, but right now, every product is digital. Some of us, a lot of us here, we use social media. We use Facebook, we use LinkedIn, we use Twitter, all of these different things. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We're sending texts, right? Photos to friends, family members, colleagues, classmates. Guess what is the product of Facebook? Nothing but community. Mark Zuckerberg puts together a community of like-minded people, right? Exchanging ideas, exchanging texts, and advertisers are going crazy. Now, ONPASSIVE, these guys using artificial intelligence, we have our own community. As a matter of fact, I said earlier, we are close to 1.4 million right now and growing by the minute. Some of us online, we're doing e-commerce, drop shipping, email marketing, right? Bulk emailing. There are people online making millions every year just doing email marketing. Now, these guys are ONPASSIVE. We have our own AI-driven from scratch. Email marketing, autoresponder, AI-driven. Some of us online are doing what? Video conferencing, just like you and I right now. If you can see me or you can hear me, right? It means what? You went to something called Zoom, you put in some number, and there we are. You want to know something? Eric Wan, the owner and founder of Zoom, are monetizing on our services as we speak. Yes, they are. Well, these guys at ONPASSIVE, we have our own. We call it O Connect. That bad boy is ready. When you see it, you're going to know, right? It is faster. It is clearer 3D. It is more secure, end-to-end encrypted. It is scalable. And above all, guess what? More affordable. So I can assure you, my friends, when ONPASSIVE, very, very soon, when we hit the market, the big players in the video conferencing space, Zoom, Skype, all of them, they are going to know there is a new sheriff in town, I can assure you. Okay, now let's talk about another digital product. VPN, Virtual Private Network. Sounds like a mouthful. What is it? Nothing but a tunnel. It's virtual, like we say, untouchable, but it is a tunnel. It cuts across a major network, such as the internet. It provides for privacy. Employers use it so that their employees can access corporate data without fear of bad guys. Did you know something? Ever since the advent of COVID-19, more and more companies asking employees to work from home. What does that mean? That means more and more VPN services are being used. More and more of these VPN companies are monetizing. And ONPASSIVE, we have our own. We call it O Virtual. Just the other day, our CEO was talking about how we're going to use O Virtual, okay, to mitigate the problems of slow internet. I am telling you, my friends, when we launch, the big players in that VPN space, they are going to know there's a new kid on the block. Yes, they will know. And then there's something called search engine optimization, SEO. What is that? Google uses it. Search engines use it. You go to Google, you search for something, what happens? They're going to optimize the search, bring that item to the top so that you can see it. Guess what happens? Whoever has that item, whoever is selling that item is paying Google just for you seeing it. You don't have to buy it. It's called pay-per-click. So what's going to happen? We have our own AI-driven SEO. It's going to be crawling the net, right? And driving those customers to your website, you and I, our website. My friends, we have a revolution in the making. DNS, domain name service. Every business online has to have a domain name. So when you hear xxx.com, .net, .info, all of that stuff, well, that's a domain name. Someone has to host it. There are companies out there making a killing just by hosting them, and there are billions of them. Well, guess what? We have our own domain name service. In fact, we are self-sufficient. We have everything we need. So what am I doing, guys? I'm giving you the services that we have, those viable services that people need every day that we have. The ones that you and I can relate to. You know why? Because we have more. We have human resource. But most of you, if you don't work for a company, you don't need to know about that, right? If you're an Uber driver, a cab driver, you don't need to know about HR services. We have Odesk, help desk. If you're an Uber driver, you're a cab driver, you don't need to know that. So we do have all those services, but these are the ones that no matter what you do, you need them. These are the ones I am bringing to you, my friends. What is ONPASSIVE doing? ONPASSIVE says, if you're a business person, you're an individual online, you need something, we're going to provide it for you at low cost. And guess what? Gets even better. We are integrating all of them. One place, integration. In IT, we'll call it single sign-on. Has never happened. We are the first, and we are there. This, my friends, is value. Big time value. I told you guys earlier, you do not have to recruit or sell to even one person to make money. I told you guys earlier, you do not have to come out of pocket every month to pay some bill. And then, to top it all off, the most legitimate, viable services in this day and age, all in one place. This is the value you get for a meager $97, and you barely have 5 days to take advantage before we stop it, put an end to it. And then when you become a founder today, what happens next? What do you do next? Nothing. You can sit back, relax, and wait until we launch, which is very, very soon. Or you can bring your loved ones tomorrow and the next day, because they have very few days left, so that they too can take advantage of what you are taking advantage of today. It's up to you. Either way, we don't care. The bottom line is you're going to be fine. And when we launch, you're going to come out of pocket again, one more time, one last time. How much? Not much. Just enough for you to buy dinner. You're going to come out of pocket one more time. Okay? And what does that money do? That money is going to be used to build your website. That money is going to be used to send traffic to your website. Traffic is expensive, meaning customers. Okay? Now, I want you to know something. This is a monthly subscription. However, being a founder, you pay once. At the first 30 days, you should have had enough customers in your account to cover your subscription. So we only expect you to pay once out of pocket, and that's it. 30 days later, your subscription is paid from your commission, and the balance you can take home. And you want to know something? The balance is going to be increasing on a daily basis. Why? Because customers will be sent to your website on a daily basis. What did I say? A revolution in the making. Okay? Now, like I said, they build our website for us, send traffic, customers to the website. Those who subscribe, great, will get commission. Those who don't, guess what happens? Something else kicks in. We'll call it autoresponder. Sends them an email every day, a reminder, telling them about the great opportunity they are missing out on. And if and when they decide to become part of us, it could be 1 month later, 3 months later, 6 months later, doesn't matter. They are already tagged to you. They decide to become a customer, bingo, more commissions for you. For those that have subscribed, at any point in time, they encounter some difficulty, guess what happens? Customer support, chatbot kicks in. And all of this, your arms are full. You don't do jack. Follow me? Now, customer support kicks in by phone, by video, until their problems are resolved. This is a hands-free automated system built for us to be lazy, for people like myself. Now, what am I saying? I am saying our CEO and founder has put together a system in place that we call democracy in business. A business of the people, for the people, and by the people. It has never happened. It is happening live in front of you. Is there a risk to this business? Of course, every business has risk. What is our risk? $97. Yes, 97. But guess what the CEO has done? He has eliminated that risk. Why? Because he says, are you coming as a founder today, tomorrow, next week? You don't like what you see, you don't like what you hear, just say, I want my money back, and we will give it to you with a kiss. Gladly give it back to you. Okay? Now, I do believe I've given you enough opportunity to get your hand dirty. Like I said, that money is refundable. You get in today. Next thing you know, Monday is around the corner. We have a founders only roundtable meeting every Monday, where the CEO will come and give us updates, where the CEO will come and take questions. So that will be your next stop if you become a founder today. However, if you do have questions, say something still is lingering, you want to get clarification, no problem. I am here. I have a bunch of leaders here. I am sure together, we're not going to let you go without clarification to any doubts that you have. Okay? Now, if you don't have any doubts, no problem. If everything looks good, sounds good, just go back to whoever invited you here today, give them a kiss, tell them thank you, and tell them you want to be part of us now. Okay? Having said that, I'm going to hand back to Dr. Emeda, Senge, the two ladies who steam us up so they can take it over. Thank you very much for listening.
Mr. Osong, again, you did it again in flying colors as usual. Wow. Today, it's like a different day. It seems as if you came back with a vengeance from Africa, from your African tour. Nonetheless, we very much appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I believe that everything you said definitely moved the founders that we do have amidst us. And of course, I am certain that they will either reach out to whoever invited them, or they will be signing up. They might be signing up like as we speak. But nonetheless, Mr. Osong, thank you again for such a very, very precise, concise presentation of what our opportunity is. It's definitely a blessing to have you and to have all of us, 261 of us, be here, even though we are about almost 4 million founders. Nonetheless, we do at this time, again, we'll be welcoming questions. For those of you who do have questions, there are certain ground rules for the questions. So if you do have a question, please make sure, if you don't mind, you can show us who you are in an effort for us to be able to associate a name to the face. If possible, I know certain environments might have some handicap with regards to bandwidth in exercising your own video depiction, but nonetheless, I do have a few people who have some questions. So I will start off with one person and then I'll hand over to Ms. Senger for the next question. But again, founders, as you do come on, Ms. Senger, can you just take over and ride on with the questions at this time while I grab some water, please?
Dr. Mele, we're doing so good already. Okay, go ahead, get you some water. It's all right. Thank you so much, co-host. At this time, we're going to take Olubenga. Olubenga, please open your microphone. And we would like to see your face, please.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Hello.
I am driving, so I don't know if I can be able to activate the video.
Okay. Are you a founder or are you a guest? Hello. Hello, Mr.
Okay,
Olu?
I'm a founder. Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm a founder, but I have a guest.
Okay, so this is a guest related question, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I have a founder. I'm trying to register. But I have an issue with the registration. I've tried different email addresses, and it keeps telling me that the emails don't exist. I don't know why that is happening.
Mr. Charles?
Okay, so this is a guest webinar, but yeah, when email address doesn't exist, then it doesn't exist. Try a different one.
No,
how many email addresses have you tried?
Actually, I created another email address. The email is working perfectly, and I used it after registering to go to the payment page. It says email doesn't exist. Keeps telling me that up to now.
Okay, so how long ago was that?
That was okay. This morning, yes. This morning, about this afternoon. Actually, I raised a ticket about it to support. They replied me that should make sure there is no dot, no space, whatever. Everything is perfect with my signing, and it keeps returning that. Before I stepped out of the house right now, I tried it again. The same thing says email does not exist.
I bet you if one of the leaders tried it, work. So can Larry or somebody who was there in Nigeria help you? Larry, can you help him?
I'm not in Nigeria. I'm in US, but the person I'm helping is in Nigeria.
Okay.
The person I'm helping is in Nigeria.
The person you're helping is in Nigeria.
Yes.
And you are trying from the US.
Yes.
You are the one doing it yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that normally prior to, let's say, a few days ago, I would say go to your email and see if there's a verification email, but we stopped sending verification email. So, and I've signed some people like the past few days, and it's just like speed like lightning. Okay. So you may want to check your cache, restart your thing, try a different device, make sure everything is correct. It's probably just one of those. You should be fine. Just restart your computer.
And I tried another browser. I tried Chrome. I tried another browser. It's the same thing.
Okay, well,
go
check the email to see if anything was sent there for verification.
All right.
It used to be like that. Like I said, I've changed it, right? It used to
Okay.
be when you sign up, okay, you must
Yes, sir.
go and click verify email before you can proceed.
Yeah.
If you don't
Okay.
do that, it will not recognize, it will say it doesn't exist. So check that out to see if that's the case.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
very
sir.
much, Mr. Olu. Thank you, Mr. Charles. I
Thank you.
think Dr. Georgie had his hand up. Maybe he wanted to say something about in relation to that.
Yes, Mr. Charles finally said it. So
Okay, good.
So
All right.
actually, again, we've been having some issues because of the migration, right? They have been migrating to our new data center. For those of you who have been following up, we have our own data center and things are being migrated, okay? So, but usually the migration error will not be email does not exist normally. It will be a different error, okay? However, do what I just told you, check the email, check your junk, make sure they didn't send that, okay? And
Okay.
and that you should be fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Mr. Olu, do you have any other questions? I don't think he does. Okay, we want to go to Mr. God's Gift Forever. Maybe Mrs. I'm not sure. Please, God's Gift Forever.
Yes. Good evening.
Hello.
Wow, we are blessed to have God's gift today.
Mr. Charles.
Yes, I say we are blessed to have God's gift amongst us today.
Okay. I don't know if you still remember me, but I'm the 14-year-old who's managing her grandma's account.
Oh, I remember that. Okay. Wow, now you are 15. Are you still 14 or you are 15 now?
I'm 15. I turned 15 on Sunday.
Okay. Oh, happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. So
my question is, hello?
God's gift, is your question in relation to an account that is existing, or is it in relation to someone who is there with you who is not a founder yet? Because this is a guest webinar.
Oh, okay. It's in relation to account that's already existing.
Okay. You want to come back on Monday, right, Mr. Charles?
Yeah. So what will happen is I'm not sure if Monday will be able to take all the questions. Go ahead with your questions.
Okay.
What's your question?
Cool.
Okay. My question is, you told us that we only have to go out of pocket twice. That's one for the $97 and the other one for I've forgotten the amount. For people like me, who's obviously not making their own money, how do we go about that? Is it when ONPASSIVE starts paying, they'll deduct the money till they get the required amount?
So here's the thing. All right, God's gift.
Yes, sir.
How long has your mom been a founder? Like 1 year, 2 years, maybe?
It's my grandma, and I think
Your
it's
grandma.
about 2 years.
About how long?
2 years.
Okay. So the idea was once she became a founder to start saving maybe 1 naira a day or 2 nairas a day, right? Until the time gets there so that it can pay for the foundership. That's the idea, okay? Now, because what is happening is that second amount that you pay, the first $97 make you a founder. The second amount that you pay, we don't think it's gonna be more than $200, probably way less. The CEO is trying to make it way less. That's what that's his goal, okay? But it shouldn't be more than that. Now, that amount is what jumpstarts your business. In other words, they're gonna build your website, right? They're gonna put all those products on your website. They're gonna send traffic to those products. So if you don't pay that amount, it means you don't even have a website, right? So you wanna start waiting for money to accumulate so you can use it to pay, yet you don't have a website for customers to buy and accumulate the money. You see that? So the idea is for people to look for money to make that first initial payment, right?
Yeah.
Before you can continue. Now the CEO said something just last webinar, last Monday, that what he's trying to do is possible that you'll be able to see some money, because guess what? You may have some folks that are coming under you that that can see some money. However, you're still gonna have to come out of pocket to make that payment. So ideally, you want to start looking for money now, okay? Ideally, but it's not a lot of money. That's the part of the business. So part of the business is part of the business expense. To be part of this business, $97 and another one time. You should have that in mind. The good news is they give you plenty of time to look for that second amount of money. And that time is almost here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And you have 15, you can go and get some maybe holiday job or something to help your grandma with it. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I'll
God's
try.
gift. Are you okay with that response so far, Mr. God Gift?
But what we're trying
Yeah.
to tell the founders is
Doesn't-
simple, okay? Our CEO wants to make it affordable for everyone. I don't think people should be worrying too much about it. Just do your best, and when the time comes, you'll be able to get in, okay? Just do your best.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God's gift, do you have any other questions?
That was a good
She's
question for
fine.
guests
no.
too anyway, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to call Oluwatoni. Another Olu is in the house. Oluwatoni. Watoyin. Did I get that right, sir, ma'am?
You tried.
Thank you so much for giving me credit. I appreciate
Well,
that.
Good evening. Sorry, you won't be able to see my face due to our blackout in Nigeria. Mr. Charles, long time.
Yeah, so that must mean that you're a founder, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now
The last time
don't bombard us with big founder type questions, right?
the last time you came to Nigeria, I missed you. I couldn't get you.
Well, you didn't look for me.
Yeah.
I thought you were a friend, but you are not.
Oh. I'm your friend. Don't mind me. You know,
Okay.
struggling here and there. Good evening.
Yeah,
Around after 10 here in Nigeria. So my question, I think you have answered part of them from Mr. Olubenga. I was having a problem of registration also in Nigeria here. Somebody wanted to register under my link, I think today, but the problem, we couldn't register due to maybe network, or I don't know, where we're just having that problem in Nigeria nowadays. I don't know how you can help us. Is there any alternative way to do that?
No.
Please.
Recently we've been doing migration, okay? Migration, I just said we're migrating to a new data center. So there's been blackout in different parts of the world. It's regional. So might be in Nigeria and some other countries in Africa, and then move to different countries. It's regional. So we're doing migration. So that's probably what happened. Just go and try again. You should be okay.
Okay. All right, sir.
Yeah.
That's all I have for now. Then
Taulu, I think he's gone. Okay, we're going to take Africa. Open your microphone, please. And we'd like to see you.
Oh, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I have the same issue with the last speaker. You know, there's a blackout here, so we might not really see my face. So please pardon me. Yes. Now, what I just have to say is to assist, you know, the two speakers that have spoken as regarding their registration. Actually, I did the registration in Nigeria today. It has nothing to do with the email. The only thing they need to do is this. In the space for their phone number, they shouldn't add plus. They shouldn't add plus to the 234. They should leave it blank. They shouldn't add plus to it. Once they have done that, they'll be able to log into their back office and do their payment. So that's just the only issue.
Yeah, but the problem with what you just said, or what the other speaker said, is that he's getting invalid email. Now, if you add plus, you're not going to get that error. One of the things with IT is that the errors are very specific, right?
Mr. Charles, he is right.
So you get that
he is
error even
right.
with,
Yes.
you get that error, that invalid email if you put a plus?
Yes. Yes.
Don't add, if you add a plus, you will get invalid email. Don't add plus. I did the registration today.
Okay.
And I didn't add a plus, and I
Okay.
was able.
That's good to know. I think that's something the engineers need to work on. I think the error is misleading. Yeah,
All right,
but that's good to know.
All right, thank you.
Did the caller, who was that? Was that Oluwatoyin? Did you get that, Oluwatoyin?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking to Oluwatoyin if you got that.
Yes, I heard him.
So did you put a plus on your numbers when you tried to put the numbers?
No, this one was different. It was not even going at all.
But did you put a plus in front of the phone number?
No.
Wow. Anyway, so go try it again and let's see what happens. You know, sometimes some of these things, they just happen like that. I've seen a situation where myself, it says email is invalid or whatever. And then when I check later, it actually did register the email. You know, so I've seen some crazy stuff every now and then. So go and try it again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Charles. This time we're gonna take God's gift. I think are you okay? I think God's gift just came later earlier before.
Hello?
Now. We're going to take Tertullian 84. Tertullian 84. Open your microphone, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I clear now?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Also speaking from Nigeria. Good evening. Please, I'm also in a blackout here, so pardon me if you're unable to see my face. I registered out of enthusiasm without actually getting all the necessary detail of the ONPASSIVE. And since I joined, this is my first Zoom I'm able to attend. Whereas I've already brought in I've already invited 5 persons and more we join, and I need to get it clear to them as to how they will make their earnings. Like at the start, how much are they looking at? Like what would be like their earning once we go live? And how will they make their withdrawals? All these are things they need to know.
First of all, I wish I could see your face because I like you already. You know why I like you?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because, you know, Richard Branson, you know Richard Branson, one of the big billionaires in the world?
Yes,
he owns Virgin Atlantic Airlines.
Okay, sir.
He said that when somebody offers you an amazing opportunity,
yes, sir,
and you don't understand it, just do it. And then begin to understand it later. So that's what you did. So that's great.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's a successful mindset. And guess what? You are also a typical example of what I always say. Ignorance on fire is more rewarding than knowledge on ice. So this is somebody who doesn't understand the business, but he knows he's going to make money. Has already brought 5 people who are also going to make money. He's on fire.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now,
yes, sir,
somebody else is going to come in and say, well, I have to stay and wait and understand every little detail before I start talking to people, right? By the time they understand it, it's too late. They closed it. It's late. So I like your style. That's why I wish I could see your face.
Thank you, sir. At another one, I would love to show my face.
Okay, no problem. But coming back to your question, where you want to know exactly how much you're going to make, we don't have that information, okay? So I don't know if you were here from the beginning. I say, here's what's going to happen, right? So it's just like, let's just assume that ONPASSIVE said they're going to open a big, nice, fancy restaurant for all of us. Restaurant, because we know restaurant. And they're going to make sure that restaurant is positioned in a place where there's high traffic. And not only that, because remember, our website is online, and online is high traffic. Now, in addition to that, they're going to look for customers that love the food that we sell and send them to that restaurant every day. Now, and then they say, you know what? Traditionally, to open a restaurant might cost you, let's say, $50,000, but we're only going to charge you $500 because we want everybody to make money. Now, what are the chances that you're going to be profitable? Very high. What are the chances that you're going to know how many customers will come the first week or how much money you're going to make the first week? We don't know. We just know we're going to make money, right? We don't know exactly how much, but we do know that the deal we got for $97, you can't beat that, right? Every founder from day one, you pay your activation fee, you are in green already. You can't beat that. But as far as how much, we cannot tell you an amount. We do know that it's going to be way more than what you pay coming in. From first month, you break even. First month, you already break even. And then guess what? The business is there forever. Can you imagine how profitable you're going to be month in, month out? And you can will it to your beneficiaries. That's all we can tell you. Now, those people that are coming in, you just brought, you did the right thing. They should start joining the webinars just like you, okay? And then the more you join the webinars, the founders webinars, all the write-ups that we have, believe me, you will not be thinking about money again. You're gonna stop worrying about money and start worrying about what you're gonna do with the extra. That's where all of us are today, all the founders. You can ask all of them. We're not worried about how much we're gonna make. Instead, we are worried about how we want to impact the world, how together we want to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. So what are we gonna do with that extra? Because we're all gonna fill our pockets, there's gonna be extra left, and we want to help humanity. That's our CEO's view. And once you come to join us, sooner or later, believe me, you're gonna start thinking that way too. Trust me. Okay.